Hello everyone, Trick is the name, and this is going to be my video game news recap for the week. Each and every week, I'm going to try to recap on some really interesting video game news that you guys might have missed out or don't want to go out and do research for. I'll do it for you, give you guys a good understanding for. I'm going to try and do this each and every week, so yeah, let's get right into it. First story I want to talk about is actually going to be the leak of CyberPunk's map. Apparently, people actually found out by concept arts and like books and things like that that the map is actually pretty small compared to other AAA title games, which is final in my opinion because like they did find out that even though it's smaller, it's actually a lot more dense. It's like there's a lot of content for the map, so there's actually still, even though it's smaller, it's a lot to do in that map, which I think right now, like a lot of games are trying to be really big for like no apparent reasons. Like if it's a new game, it has to have open world and it has to be really, which I feel like Dynasty Warriors 9 had that issue that like it was a really big map, but there's just not that much to do in that big map. You kind of just still like use it as a small map. Like someone told me that like some of these games that are coming out are like big as an ocean but deep as a pond, you know, kind of situation. So like there's a lot of content in like small areas, but for how big the map is, it just doesn't spread out as much content. So I really do appreciate that the Cyberpunk map that is coming out, even though it's smaller, is going to have a lot more content, which, you know, I think is cool. Also, Microsoft is actually going to be joining forces with GameStop, which is actually pretty cool. I like the fact that there's really high-end companies that's going to be supporting more with GameStop and all the really cool stuff that GameStop actually can provide. I think GameStop is actually a really good core component and pillar for the gaming companies and industry. And I think that like more companies are starting to realize that they're helping out. You know, Reggie joins the team. Microsoft is trying to help out, getting them because they know that GameStop staying afloat will help not only the companies but also the gaming industry as a whole, which I think is actually really cool. I really hope that this doesn't make it so that we start to have like a sour relationship with like Sony and like Nintendo kind of side of things, because Microsoft is taking more control of a lot of things that we're doing. I'm hoping that it's just more of like we will pay you, but you still do what you want to do in kind of situation like that. But I don't know how that's gonna work. What do you guys think? Do you think Microsoft helping out GameStop is going to hinder them more or going to change GameStop too much, or do you think it's just going to help them stay afloat and help GameStop be the way that they should be? PS5 backwards compatibility list actually got announced, and it's actually quite a bit. It's about 99% of all PS4 games will be able to play on the PS5, which is awesome. So you can play a lot of the games that you already got on the PS5. There's only like 10 games that won't work for it, which apparently that's up in arms on like social media where people are getting kind of mad about. I don't know why. There's like literally none of the games that people are playing more. Like Just Sing is one of them, and who cares about Just Sing? Is there really people out there who's like super disappointed that they can't play Just Sing on the brand new PS5? Really? I don't know. I'm actually really happy that I'd be able to still play a lot of my favorite games on there, and I don't have to worry about switching off my PS4 to play the PS5 or the PS5 to play the PS4 just to play certain kind of games, which is pretty cool. Hopefully, they will work on the PlayStation Now system they have in place so that would be able to work with like PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. So we have a full on backwards compatibility, kind of like the Game Passes for Microsoft. Big news I want to talk about is the Epic versus Apple like fight that's going on right now, the lawsuit that's going on. There's actually going to be a court case that's actually going to be set up with like a judge and everything next year, where they're actually going to try and settle everything, kind of get everything to an evil ground, and like try and like resolve everything that's going on. For those who don't know, apparently Apple actually has a really big like monopoly scent, making money off of their like app store, so that if you want to make money off the app store, they take a huge cut from your profit, so that for lower companies that are not that really financially stable, it will hurt them more than if it's actually like a bigger company like Epic is. But Epic wanted to do something a little bit different and change a lot of their pricings on their end so that people would use and buy more stuff on their website to get around Apple like taxation that they would have to pay, which actually goes against that policy. So, not surprising enough, Apple went up against Epic and was like, "Hey, you can't do that. It goes against our policies. We're gonna take you down." Epic went against them, saying that, hey, we can't have you do that. This is against our gamer code or whatever, something like that. And it really just Epic just wants to make more money, and sucks that they got caught. Kind of. They seemed like they were pretty prepared for it because like they released videos right afterwards, pretty quickly. So like seems like they kind of knew it was gonna happen, and now this lawsuit is kind of big. I don't know much about like the actual legal side of things or the business side of things, or much of the story of like what's really going on between the two. But my prediction that I think is going to actually happen is probably that Apple's probably going to win. Like they have more money to throw around, a little bit bigger. They probably can just do whatever they want because the Apple, and they pretty much can. Epic is probably not going to lose too much. They probably have to pay like some kind of settlement to Apple. But they still probably be able to still do everything they want to do. So there'll probably be some equal agreement. But in the end, I think Apple's probably going to win the majority of it. What do you guys think? Do you think Apple's on the right side and they're probably going to win? Or do you think Epic is going to be the underdog and win out and rise up and all that stuff? I don't know. What do you guys think? Along with that, Microsoft is actually going to be helping out Epic. They're actually siding with Epic on this kind of situation. Apple's in the wrong, which kind of makes sense. Microsoft, with all their like computers and like that's going up against Apple, so it kind of makes sense that they will go up against each other, and kind of since they've always been rivals in that kind of sense. So it just makes sense that Microsoft will like side with Epic, but I don't know how much that will actually help on Epic's side. I don't know. What do you guys think? In other news, Marvel Avengers actually dropped over under 1,000 players on PC, which is actually pretty insane in my opinion. I think that's actually kind of crazy that it has dipped this low, but also I'm not so super surprised. Games of first services, when they first come out, are usually pretty lacking. They'll get some mad hype in the beginning and then dip down to absurdly no like people just until the new content comes out. So like I'm not too surprised. What I'm actually surprised about is that even though the PC part of everything is actually pretty low, the actual console is still pretty high. A lot of people are still playing the multiplayer of everything on consoles, and PC is kind of just dipping down. Maybe they just have more things to play, like Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know. But I know that I'm probably going to wait on it. I'm going to wait until they actually release Hawkeye, and when they do, I'll probably jump back into it. Until then, let me know when that happens. And last of the news is that FIFA 21 Legacy is literally going to be the exact same thing on the new gen system. Like when you buy FIFA 21 Legacy on the new systems, literally just change the name. Like there's nothing going to be crazy going on. It's pretty much the exact same game from the PS4 to the PS5, Xbox One, Series X. Like no difference. Like they didn't actually change anything. Like if anything, they just changed like a little number here and there just to make sure. But yeah, they actually made it so that there's really absolutely no difference between the two games. So tell you the truth, if you already have the game, cool. It's backwards compatible on the new gen system, so just play that. If you want to buy the upcoming like new gen FIFA 21, I would say save your money, just buy the regular edition and just play it on your new system. There's no difference in quality of anything if you buy the new like Xbox One or PS5 version compared to the original PS4 and Xbox One. So there's a huge rant on going on that. I don't need to worry about that. I'm not a sports gamer, so it's not really that big a deal to me. But like for those people who do like to play sports games, I'll say for FIFA, just keep the one you already have and just play on the new systems if you really want to, or wait until they finally update the game, which might actually be a few more years. Yeah, probably. And this is my anime recap. I might put this in every now and then in my weekly recaps of the news if something comes up. Nothing's coming up really that much for the anime recap for this a week, but if something does pop up, I'll introduce this at the end of my videos. For this one, I'm just going to let you guys know of the anime I will be watching this season. I will do like a seasonal recap at the end of each and every season, tell you what I think about it. But so far, the anime I will be watching will be these ones right here. I'm actually looking forward to some of these. This is my first time doing like kind of like a review sect. But I'm really just going to be telling you what my thoughts and opinions on these kind of anime that's coming out. Some of them looking really good. Some of them are kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, I'll probably ask for your opinions. And this anime you want to have me watch for you guys to get like kind of an idea of like what I think about it. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely watch it for you guys. Stay tuned for next week while I'll do another recap and see if there's anything interesting. If you guys actually hear some interesting things that you guys heard, let me know in the comments below, send me a link or whatever, and then come to my store and let me know what you guys think of all this interesting gaming news to be happening. I'll be doing this weekly, so I hope to see you guys next week on some more information that might come up. But yeah, until then, I hope you guys still have yourself a nice day. Bye.